I'm a lucky man and a real good man. I don't want for nothing.
I recommend everyone have songs like that. They call my mix.
Play my
This
music,
song I play every morning.
and I love to sing.
Time is on my side.
All I need to get some satisfaction.
I don't mean to hold us up. I want to move here. No one's on here, so I'm good. I just want to say,
I know the difference between right and wrong. Time
on my side.
is on my
Every
side.
day.
Oh yeah. Time.
So that's the first mantra right there. Time is on our side. That's why I made it. I think mantra I spelled it correctly. It might be O-U-N. I don't know. I don't know those words. But, they're inspirations. I call them inspirationals. Things that inspire you. By inspire you, I mean give you, power to your inner spirit. Inspire you. Things that inspire you. Time is on my side. Is it inspiring? Yeah, man. There are other things. Affirmations, that's what they call. I'm going to read them from this book I put together. And almost all of these is what I use to get to myself. So I'm not repeating someone else's book or something or someone else's thoughts. I rarely do. Sometimes I do, but I rarely do. And so I'll give you these affirmations, or we could discuss them or whatever have you. But they go like this. Oh man, I went through all this. This is like life to me. So the first one is, of course, I am perfect. This was the one that I realized was the worst thing that happened to people worldwide. Just not, I mean, people of color for sure, but I mean, people worldwide. Is this thing about no one is perfect. That's crap. That's crapola. That's some old, where's the thing at? Okay, that's crapola. You are perfect. The Creator created you, not this fiction book God where he be messing up and stuff. He be tripping on his own self. That ain't no creator, man. That's some God thing. That's some character in a book thing. Talking about he and this. First of all, the creator ain't got no agenda. For what? The creator need agenda for? See what I mean? So then, thank you. Who is that? Oh, I think that brother be showing up periodically. I like that. I don't know what the. hmm, Okay, yeah. I don't see the chat. I'll try to pick it up myself somewhere. Over here in the next frame. See if I can get it. There it is. Okay, I see it. There it is. Okay, I see it. There it is. All right. So it's on the. I have to put it on the next frame. Okay, good show. As soon as I can see what's being written, I can read it. Otherwise, I don't know what's being written. Oh, Waris Jinadu. More love, man. More love. Yes, thank you. You show. I like that. You be showing up. Okay, so the first mantra, inspirational, is I am perfect. And us being taught that we're not perfect, with that That thing, the creator created this situation. I'm not telling you from some book. I'm telling you from nature. The creator created this situation, and we are all created perfect. I am perfect. This is the first mantra. I am perfect. You could take that by itself. There's more to it than that, but you got to be able to say that. A lot of people can't say that. Just say, I am perfect. Force yourself. I tell people, just to say it. You don't have to agree with it on the first try, but say it. I am perfect. And I've tried to give you enough information so you can agree on it the first time, which is the creator is creating everything perfectly. Creation is still happening. It didn't happen and stop like the storybook thing talking about God created heaven and earth. That's a storybook. You might as well read Little Red Riding Hood and the rest of those stories. They got all kind of morals in them and things that you should know and spiritual upliftment in them books. Red Riding Hood, yes, it do. So I'm just saying, if you're just gonna pick through the garbage to find a couple of, of pieces of fruit that got a little bit of stuff that ain't rotten in it, then do that. That's your business. I'm good. But meanwhile, I would say just go to the tree and pick the fresh fruit. And that's what I've been doing. And the fresh fruit say the creator is creating right now. This is creation. Creation is happening right now. Time is like an illusion on that because creation is always happening right now. Everything else you talk about, past and present, that's in your memory, is not happening right now. What's happening right now is creation. And we are creatures, man. I got something more on that, but I want you to understand that the Creator is creating right now and perfectly right now. So you don't get all mixed up and stuff, because, and you say, oh, well, what about my mistakes? My mistakes are perfect. My mistakes are perfect. Your mistakes are perfect. We are perfect. You're not getting that because that's the worst child molestation, child abuse that I've ever seen on this planet is telling children, babies, infants, and stuff that they're not perfect. Things like that make me want to hit people. I get violent over stuff like that. Telling a child they're not perfect, what worse child abuse I cannot think of. Telling a child they're not perfect. And then we do it all the time as though that's not child abuse, as though that's the right thing to tell our children. And we're molesting them and molesting their spirit like that. That's just, that's how that goes. That's child abuse. Telling a child they're not perfect. Oh, no one's perfect. Oh, we are human. First of all, I ain't human, so I'm out of that thing. Nextly, the creator is creating. The mantra goes like this. I'll repeat this one in its full amount, but just that first sentence has to get through. You might do that 18, 19, 25 million times a day. I am perfect. You got to keep telling yourself that that vibe is in you. I am perfect. This is inspiration. You have to make it happen inside you. You have to inspire yourself to its normal position, which is perfect. We made perfect. Here you go. I read it because I don't want to misdo it. Okay, here we go. I am perfect. Perfectly me. I am perfect. Perfectly me. Yes. No one, absolutely no one can be me more perfectly. I am perfect. That's the first mantra. I got more. That's the first one. I'll repeat it again. I want you to in depth it, write it down. I am perfect. Please write it down. Here, I'll show it to you as I have it written down. I think that's right. I am perfect. Perfectly me. No one can be me more perfectly. I am perfect. Write it down, repeat it. It's a mantra, it's inspiration, it's an affirmation that reality is upon you. The first reality upon you to get to this whole thing, ain't no sense in doing all the aspiration. I'm a good person. No, that shit don't mean nothing. I mean, you could do them things. I'm just telling you, get to the point. The point is, I am perfect. You get to that point, hell, you kicking ass already. You over 50% to the answer. I am perfect. Whatever the answer is, it's all inside you, but you know that you're perfect. The answer, you'll reach it faster. I don't have no answer for you. Nobody got the answer for you. You got the answer for yourself. Thank you. I am perfect, perfectly me. No one can be me more perfectly. My mistakes are perfect. I am perfect. This is the answer. This is where it all starts. I am perfect. Now I'm gonna move to the next one. Oh man, I tell you, I make paper, right? I make ganja wraps out of the sticks and stems from the ganja tree, and that's what I use to roll my herb. Is my wraps. I don't believe in getting everything from the Chinese and other people, especially herb, man. Listen, let me tell you something right now, because I advocate smoking herb, and I want to tell you under what auspices. Because people, oh, he say smoke herb, so I'm gonna go get. No, get herb from the ground. Don't buy herb from people. I mean, from people you don't know. Get herb from the ground, and don't buy herb from people you don't know or nobody can vouch for and all that kind of stuff. Try to get it from the ground, and if you buy it from them, make sure they're getting it from the ground. Don't be buying all that stuff that you ain't got no. Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, if you in that situation, I mean, you have to get out. Get into a situation where you could buy herb from people who grow herb, not somebody who just selling herb. They're looking for money. People who just selling herb are looking for money. People who are just selling herb are looking for money. And another trick is this. A lot of people that you'll see smoking herb, they don't smoke herb. I learned that from an 82-year-old crack addict. I thought the nigga smoked herb. He was a crack addict the whole time. We busy smoking herb and everything. Yeah, he smoked herb. I know crack addicts that smoke cigarettes. I'm thinking the man, a herb smoker like me, because I smoke herb. See, I don't drink much. I smoke herb all the time. I don't drink much. I will drink. What's this stuff? Drugs. I don't do drugs because you got to get drugs from someone. I don't believe in getting anything I need from someone or needing to get it from someone. When I need it, I can make it. I can get it from someone who can make it. I just paid the brother 2 or 3 days ago for my shoes. He makes my shoes. I'm not buying stuff from all them different people who I don't know. You shouldn't either. I mean, I say you shouldn't. I would suggest that you don't either. I don't know if you should, you shouldn't. I would suggest that you don't either. Buy, you're buying herb, buy herb from people who grow herb. If you're in a place where you can grow herb, grow herb. If they say, oh, you can only have 3 trees, put down 1,000 seeds. And I've been telling people that all along. Put seeds everywhere. When you get herb that got seeds in it, rejoice. You have just been given, that's like winning the lottery. You get a bag of herb or whatever with seeds in it, rejoice. You have just won the lottery. Put that stuff in the ground, man. Come on. And you will never have to buy herb again. Possibly. You might buy herb if you just want to. Like, no, I don't buy herb. I got herb growing everywhere, and I know people who grow herb. I go over and get some herb from them. You got to put yourself in that position. You ain't in that position right now. Okay, no problem. Let's just start building it. You're perfect. You'll make it happen. Just say, that's what I want to do. Take you a few minutes, get it done, and there you go. I'm doing mantras, right? Next mantra. The first one is, I am perfect, perfectly me. No one can be me. I don't know how to, oh, there it is. No one can be me more perfectly. All right. Here's the next one. It sits on the same one as far as the concept. I want to read it off. I am perfect. Once again, because this perfect thing, you got to know you're perfect, baby. Otherwise, don't everything else falls apart. Your foundation must be set. If you still thinking that when you still thinking that you're not perfect, you can affirm all day long, man. I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening. You're beating yourself up. The foundation is rocky. You ain't getting nowhere with that. Hold it. This is my herb paper. I'm trimming it. This is my how it looks. The paper. Anyway, so the thing goes like this. You have to know, first of all, that you're perfect. Anything else will counteract everything you're doing with any affirmation or any kind of inspiration. You're gonna half of it's gonna peter out just trying to fight the fact that you are thinking in your mind that you're not perfect. So you be like worried, you be wondering. All that stuff comes from the concept of not being perfect. When you're perfect, you don't worry. What you gonna worry about? You're perfect. You get me? I know you get me. So I'm saying, let's go to the next one. I am perfect. This mantra is 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever lines long. Please write it. I am perfect. This is number 2. I'll show it to you. Because I jotted it all down. I want to do this for real, for real, for real. See? I am perfect. Created perfect. And I say created perfect in the past tense because, that's where we live in the tense of time. We live in the tense of time. We live in the tense of time. So, I say I was created perfect. And it reads on. I was created perfect by a perfect creator. See? I was created perfect by a perfect creator who creates all things perfectly. See, it's not me that I'm saying is perfect, and so, oh, you think you this, you think, no, it ain't got nothing to do with me. In as much as all that, what it got to do with me is the fact that the creator is perfect. See? Once you know the creator is perfect, and the creator created you perfectly, because the creator creates all things perfectly, man. How can the creator not? The creator is perfect. If you say the creator is not perfect, then what are we doing? That God dude that's in one of them book stories and stuff, they not perfect. Most of them God dudes in them books and stuff are misinterpreted anyway. Most of them books and stuff is misinterpreted. None of that stuff is the true interpretation. I'll get to that at another time. Almost none of it is actually true interpretation of what none of that stuff. Yeah, I just be listening. I be like, damn, they be reading their ass off. They done studied 9 or 10 things and all them books and shit. And then I'd go and they be telling me like that shit is, oh man, see, you don't know what you're doing. Wale is, you don't know because I done studied this and I done read this and some guy wrote that. And the guy that wrote it didn't even understand it. He misinterpreted the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. Succinctly, I I tried to read it. Hold on, I'm trying to read what you said. I am perfect, created perfect by a perfect creator. This is the gist of all of this. The creator is perfect. You can't let that go. Don't fall into some sort of fiction thing about the creator ain't perfect, and so you got to have a flood and kill them, and then you got to bring them in and fire next time. There ain't no perfect. That's some shit I do. When I'm making something. Oh, I didn't do it right this time. I'll do it. I'll do it. This is the fool that people worship. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy on its own. You don't even need me to say that's crazy on its own. How you gonna get the fuck out of here? Okay, I want to do it the whole thing because I want it to be written down if you can. I am perfect, created perfect by a perfect creator who creates all things perfectly. All things. Well, what about it? What about this? And what about a baby with no head and all? That's just as perfect as the creator created it. Man, you see, you're going to sit up and take your judgment and judge the creator. God damn. You're limited as mental, social, restricted as, tricked already on bullshit as gonna judge the creator and say the creator messed up. Get exactly. Who get the hell out of here? That ain't gonna happen. That's stupid of you to even try to judge the creator and talk about, well, that ain't perfect and that you. I'm gonna step off because I know you've been brainwashed since you were born, and I'm gonna step off because I know you've been taught about this fool who can't do nothing correctly. They call him God. They refer to him as God. All them other names, I don't care. It don't matter. None of that stuff is real. None of it was real from the beginning. It's all a story. Anyway. Let's go on because I got more of these and I want to finish them up before midnight. Anyway, so what's that? 23 minutes on two of them. God, kicking butt, man, kicking butt. The next one here. This one I started this morning, and what got me started with all of this whole thing to put this up this morning. It was this one here. Every day, right? See, I'm gonna show it to you, I guess. Every day is a miracle. And every moment of life is a blessing. Man, I can't tell you how many times that helped me through the day. How many times? You looking for miracles? Today is it. You wonder if the Creator still creates miracles? Today proves it. Every day proves it. Every day is a miracle. Every day. Yeah, every day is a miracle. Where it come from, how I get here, every day is a miracle. We start taking it for granted because we on some crappy ass, stuff in our head that we've been indoctrinated with. It's okay. Just step out of it. It's okay. Just step out. You can just step out. You don't have to be in it. You can step out. Every day is a miracle. And every moment of life is a blessing. Every moment of life. Sovereign nature, one love. Every moment of life is a blessing. This moment here, the next one, every moment of, don't let them confuse you and think life is a misery and a drudgery and all that garbage. They be telling you, oh, life is, you got to look for your blessings. Every moment is a blessing. You think life is a miracle, things just happen, don't they? Things just happen all the time. You think you're making this stuff, all you're doing is deciding which way you want to go. The stuff is already happening. You just decide how you want to take it, how you want to take it, how you want to take it. But the stuff is happening. The creator is creating, dude. You're part of the creation. I got that. I don't know if it's in here, but I want to run it to you. You're part of the creation, and I'll tell you how. Some guy just came on, put something on the thing, and he says, sovereign nature, 2 words, I love your channel. He just did part of the creation to set in reaction to me that does something to me that's part of the creation that's reaction to the flower over there. We're all in this nature thing, in this creation thing. Every moment is a blessing, and every day is a miracle. That's that number 3. Every day is a miracle, and every moment of life is a blessing. That's the 3rd affirmation. Every day is a miracle, and every moment of life is a blessing. Understand how well blessed we are. We've been told we are miserable and all that stuff. That's just somebody talking to you, man. Don't let that stuff get in your chest. When I was a youth, we had a song, Can't Get in My Chest. That was it. Oh, whoa, whoa, can't get in my chest. Oh no, can't get in my chest. Yeah, can't get in my chest. Inside you. This I learned, Muntras so much as an inspiration. This I learned when I was in school. Yeah, this I learned when I was in school. I say school. I was in, because I took formal training in voodoo. Formal training in voodoo. Not, no priests. I had teachers. I never had a priest. There were no priests around. Voodoo don't have priests. Catholics and stuff have priests. Voodoo don't got no gods. Catholics and stuff got that stuff. Going too slow. When you think you're going too slow, took me a while to inculcate that. When you think you're going too slow, you be like, I can't get this done. It's so slow. Why is it taking so? The best thing to do is really to stop. Just, they told me slow down. So I say slow down because that's the way I learned this one. This is not mine. I learned that in school. When you think you're going too slow, slow down. Because what you have to do is readjust your mind with the concept of time. Time is in your mind. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Get to that. I mean, all these things, I had to get with the perfect thing. That's why I say you got to know you're perfect before anything else. Because all the rest of these things that come up, you can't handle them on any other level except being perfect. Time is only in the mind. It doesn't really exist. Time is a way that the mind constructs sequential events. That makes sense. It should make sense. It's perfect sense. It's perfect logic. Everybody knows it in the quantum and everybody knows it. Time doesn't exist. Time is a mental construct that we use to synchronize or to feel about events. All right. When you think you're going too slow, slow down. What happens is you stop time and then restart it. You're re-kicking it again in your mind because it's only in your mind. And then at that point, you can realize sometime when I do it, I still do it, of course, when I think I'm going too slow. Valuable lessons. I slow down. Most of the time now, I just stop because that's a way for me to just stop and just stop time altogether. You know, when nothing moves, it is said time stands still. Time is the way that the mind reconciles movement, form, changing of the form in creation. And our mind recognizes that as time. Okay. When you think you're going to, thank you very much. I got 2 likes, man. Shoot, 2 out of 3. Hot dog, I'm kicking. Thank you. All right. This is the next one, number 5. I got 4, and I'll go over 1 real quick, 2 real quick, because I want to keep them so everybody can write them down. Because I'll give them again. I might even put them at the bottom of this video when I'm done. I am perfect, perfectly me. No one can be me more perfectly. I am perfect, created perfect by a perfect creator who creates all things perfectly. And this one here, every day is a miracle, and every moment of life is a blessing. That's number 3. I did not numbers, like that. I just wrote them when they came to my mind, and I put numbers on the pages. When you think you're going too slow, slow down. And here's number 5. My brother gave me this one. He got it from somewhere, and he gave it to me, and by golly, it's a kicker. This one goes straight through the net. Like you see, they said that was all net. When you play basketball, this goes straight through the net. Whoosh, like that. This is simply the first prayer to teach your children to learn and to exercise. And if you are smart, you will say it at least 100 times a day once you hear it from me. Right now, I'll tell it to you what it is. It's simple. I want you to get ready for it. And it's short. The first prayer, the most impressive prayer, the most powerful prayer. Thank you. Thank you. 2 words, not 4 or 5 words, not thank you this, thank you that, nothing. None of that. Anything after you kills the power. Because we're in the power. Soul power. Soul power, man. Remember we used to have soul power. You got soul. If you didn't, you wouldn't be in here. All right. I know you got soul. If you didn't, you wouldn't be in here. Soul power is what we're reaching for. The power is in that. Thank you. Most powerful prayer I've heard in my life. Any language, I do pray, arigato. There's some other languages around you might know. 300-400 times a day. Anything you look at, anything you see, every time you see something beautiful, say thank you. Every time you have a good feeling in your heart, every time you realize how you can breathe, thank you. Just thank you. Every time something happens that's a good idea or a bad idea, or something hurts, or I got in a car accident. and said, thank you. Dude, I could have died. Thank you. All the time. Now, I got a good talk here. Thank you. I make paper and the paper is nice like this. Thank you. I wake up in the morning, thank you. I go to bed at night, thank you. It's life. Most thank you. Ah, short prayer. The most potent prayer. Yeah. When somebody tell you life is not good, and you say life is good, because I always say life is good. Somebody tell you life is not good, welcome them to the alternative. You don't like life? No problem. You need to go to the alternative. Check it out. See if you like that. Life is good. Anyway, it beats the alternative. That's number 7. Number 6, whatever. Life is good. Anyway, it beats the alternative. Let's move on. Look. This is important because I hear a lot of people misconstrued and misled. And it's a lot of misleading going on. And that's mostly what it is, misleading going on. Here we go. Truth. Truth is power. People say, what's truth? Don't get mixed up in that, because that's all palaver to throw you off. Babies know truth. That reminds me of Bill Clinton when they were bringing Bill Clinton up on charges of something, I forget what it was. But they asked him about the word is. I mean, he asked them about the word is. He said it depends on what your definition of is. They asked him a question. He said his reply was, not his answer, he replies. You have to learn how to do that. Don't always answer. You don't even always reply, but answer, reply. Reply may not even be a statement. It might be another question or a predicament like he did. It depends on what your definition of is. Truth is power. Knowledge is knowing that. Knowing that truth is power, that's knowledge. If you think knowledge is power, yeah, they got you on some kind of thing where you think you're imperfect and nobody's perfect, that kind of garbage and the rest. That's why we have to start with the perfect thing. Because now that you know you're perfect, you can realize that knowledge is not power. Truth is power. Knowledge is knowing that. Knowledge don't get a soul no power. Truth is where the soul gets power from. Right? Because we don't educate. We enlighten. We're not into education. I'm not into it. I don't educate nobody about nothing. That's crazy. We enlighten. And then they could do it on their own. These things I just told you now is enough to shoot 19,000 people forward. They all hear it, they all move forward. Just on these little 4 or 5 statements, if they can inculcate those statements until their being is already there, is being wiped out by the society is set up to wipe you out. Truth is power. Knowledge is knowing that. Oh, here's another one. Right. Well, I got more, so it's always going to be another one. I'm just letting you know here's the next one. No one can be right all the time. No one, you get that? We already know that. No one can be right all the time. Given. And here's the rest of the story. We must, by necessity, sometimes be left. Understand, no one can be right all the time. Right. No one can be right all the time. By necessity, sometimes we have to be left. The opposite of, that might even be in here, the opposite of right is left. No one can be right all the time. By necessity, sometimes we must be left. All right, let's move to the next one. Yeah, I got more, man. I got so many. I don't know if I get through them. You can make a fool. This one I like. You can make a, I came up with this one, this mine, and the left thing is mine, of course. I'll tell you when it ain't me, because I don't want you to think, oh, he's brilliant. He came up with it. No, I didn't. I got it from somewhere. I'll let you know. You can make a fool out of some of the people, some of the time, but there are those who demand their God-given right to make a fool of themselves. I'll do it again. You can make a fool of some of the people, some of the time, but there are those who demand their God-given right to make a fool of themselves. Serious. Yeah. You can make a fool of some of the people, some of the time, but there are those who demand their God-given right to make a fool of themselves. Yep. Move forward. See what else is in here. There's more stuff somewhere. I saw it. I got empty pages for. Oh, here we go. What's this say? Oh, this came to me when I was 11 years old. I had just found, that was the trip I took to find out, and I found out there was no, the line that they show you on the maps of the states, you know, to separate one state from the next state, those lines are imaginary. They're only in people's mind. They don't exist for real. I was 11 years old when I found that out. I was with my elder brother, my oldest brother. We were driving up to Georgia from Florida, and I wanted to be to make sure I be awake. I want to see the line when we cross into the next state. And so he woke me up at some point. I woke up or something, and I said, "Where's the line?" And he showed me we in the next state, and I didn't see no line. I said, "Wait a minute, where's the line?" We going into Georgia. I say, okay, look, where's the line? I ain't see no line. Like they have on there, you know, the line going in this and then the line go to Alabama. And that stuff ain't real. I found that out at 11. Also on that trip, I found this out I'm about to say now. Took me a while to put it in words, but I found it out and I realized it at that moment. And then I watched the rest of my life to see if it was a real thing. And it goes like this. You will not always have what you want, but you will always, always, always have what you need. Look closely. Look closely. Look objectively. Free your mind from everything, and you will see eventually. The event that happened, I was in I went from Florida to Georgia. In Georgia, it snows and stuff, so I wasn't used to that, being cold anyway. And the people put me in a bedroom, and I went to sleep, and I woke up cold as ever. The whole night I spent cold. I looked out, I didn't see anybody, that held up so I can get something and all that to keep from being cold. And I took my clothes, and I slept in my clothes and everything so I wouldn't be cold. And the next morning, my brother come in, how's it going? Or not, I forget who came in, but they asked me how did it go. I said, man, I was cold all night. And the person smiled at me, took two or three steps, wasn't even 2 or 3 steps, opened a closet door, and blankets just fell out of the door. Blankets just fell onto the floor. They were less than 5 feet from me, less than 6 feet from me the whole night. My answer was right there. What I needed was right there. We always have what we need. And then I checked that the rest of my life to see if that's real. Once I realized it that day, that morning, that was right there. How could it be right there and I didn't even know? See, because knowledge ain't that important. But understanding and realization is important. And I realized at that moment, now when something happens, I don't have to know. I realize where things are. So that's why I say you have to look deep, closely, and objectively, very objectively. And you will see it. You will always have what you need, always. You just have to know, not even know. So a lot of people say, well, you got to know what, you don't have to know what you need. You just realize there's a need, realize you're perfect, realize the creator is perfect. And see, that's why I go back there at the beginning. Realize all that, and almost immediately you will realize what you need. It will manifest itself to your knowledge, to your mind, that feeble thing we call your mind, or my mind. Huh? That was the event, and since then I've learned that, and that's what I go by. Since, whatever. And then, of course, I don't know if you know, this is short. Usually, before every great reward, there is great peril. Usually, before, see, it's written. It is written. It is written. Usually, before every great reward, oh, don't say every. Usually, before a great reward, there is great peril. That's one of the affirmations. What else is called? Inspirations. So when you get in great peril, like somebody say, out of every some problem is an opportunity. Yeah. Oh, this one I like. Took me years to reach this. Man, I wish I had known this from when I was a youth. A guy tried to tell me, I'll tell you about him one day. Because he was a shaman also. Oh, Lord. Okay, where we at? Oh, there we go. I got it as number 11. It reads, happiness is a decision. There you go. It's not a condition. Oh, when I get this, I'll be happy. If you do that, you done lost the game. You gotta listen. Why waste your time waiting on that when you could just make a decision in 5 or 10 seconds flat to be happy? You can do that right now. Be happy. Just say, make that decision, man. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy about everything. I'm gonna be happy because I'm perfect. That's why I started with perfect. I am perfect. Once you know you're perfect, you can be happy and realize that happiness is a decision. You got to be able to understand that from a position of being perfect, from the Creator being perfect. Then the decision to be happy is almost automatic. I'm just having you look at it and make a conscious decision to be happy. It's just that quick. Be happy. I make a conscious decision. I stump my, well, what about when you stump your toe? That's what my daughter asked me. What about when you stump your toe? Yeah, you happy there? Yes, I am. Because I could have busted my toe open. All I did was stomp it. Man, I've been in the air 100. I was in an accident where I was in the air for 153 feet or more, moving at an outstanding rate, over 50 miles an hour. When I collided, I came down, because, that thing. I came down on the front hood and windshield of a car that was moving. hmm That was over 40 years. That was 40 years ago, almost. Yeah, 24, 40, yeah, almost 40 years ago. Yeah, didn't break one bone or nothing. Am I happy all the time? Come on, man. If you ain't happy, what are you doing? I watch people fall dead next to me. And I know they show you that shit in war and movies and shit like that. But to me, this is war. War is at us. We are not at war. War is at us. Yeah, I watch people fall dead right next to me, and yeah, I'm happy that it wasn't me. They weren't happy either. Before it happened, make a decision. Be happy. It's a decision. Happiness is a decision. Decide. Misery is a decision too, but people have already decided on that and inculcated that into you as a result of your religious upbringing and your social structure. And your misery, you don't have this, you don't have that, and I can't get that for you, baby. But they be there and entice you to want it. That's not what you want. You know the thing by, what's his name? I just had this on Facebook the other day. And a dude I went to high school with said, hey, you going old school? Yeah. Uh, some people have everything. Oh, yeah, yeah. Before every grade. Some people have everything that other people don't. I remember who is by. This is not mine. This is something I picked up and carried when I was a youth. And I needed something to carry, to swim in, to like a boat. Some people have everything that other people don't. But everything don't mean a thing if it ain't the thing you want. Express Yourself. That's the name of the tune. Express Yourself. Look it up on YouTube. They got the lyrics and shit in there too. You can listen to it. Some people have everything that other people don't. But everything don't mean a thing if it ain't the thing you want. That's what all this advertisement about. Why you breaking in? You know people don't have to eat 3 times a day. They sold you on that. So you say, I'm hungry, I ain't ate all day, so I'm going to rob somebody. Nigga, I can go 5 or 7 days. At least I did at least a 5 or 7 day fast. And I smoked herb while I did it. You're not going to die with this stuff. You got everything you need. We've been convinced that we don't, and so we behave in the manner that we've been convinced. If you're convinced that your left arm is paralyzed and atrophied, you won't even try to use it. You know what I got about truth? I put them down because I got so many things about truth. Truth. Speak truth always, especially to yourself. I say speak truth for unity, speak truth for confidence. But look, man, I didn't know all those sayings and stuff, the language of our ancestors. That is the language of our ancestors. People talk about our ancestors this, our ancestors that, and the thing they don't do is imitate their own ancestors. The language of our ancestors. Our ancestors always stayed in truth. That's what they made them ancestors. All these people that died yesterday and all that stuff, they're not ancestors. They just died yesterday. They're transitioning. How long you think this thing take? Oh, you can just be in your mom's womb for 9 months and then you died on tomorrow. You didn't. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying to you. Whoever tells you that, think they're not perfect. Because they're on that ride. I'm telling you to ride. First you got to start with knowing you're perfect. Created perfect by a perfect creator. You're not no guy that be scrambling around trying to tidy up his, yeah, I'm doing the broom, the sweeping broom thing, trying to tidy up his little work, talking about, I said a flood. Next time I'm going to send some fire and tidy that up. I ain't talking about no fool. I'm talking about the creator who is creating currently. Have you ever had a job that you did something like 5, 10 years ago? What were you, a bus driver? I've actually had a job cleaning toilets. So now I don't clean toilets. Would I still say I'm a toilet cleaner? No. I say what I do. The creator creates. If the creator ain't creating, he ain't no creator. The creator creates. Bus drivers drive buses. Otherwise, they're retired bus drivers. Yeah, I used to drive a bus. The creator is creating now. All right. Truth. Speak truth. Always. Especially to yourself. This is our reason as a people. I'm not talking about colored people, black people, all that kind of thing. I'm talking about people. Is to speak the truth. We are witnessing the creation. Listen to the words I am using. We are witnessing, which means we are speaking. To witness is to bear witness, to speak on it, to edify. I don't know all them big words, but that's what we are doing in creation. Every time that's why how we can talk. The animals ain't talking. Why you figure they don't talk? They're not part of that. That's not. Listen, man. We something in this family here. We must speak truth. That's our power. Truth is power. Money, knowledge, all that shit ain't power. They're tricking you with that one. Don't be tricked. Don't be a trick. Truth is power. Knowledge is knowing that truth is power. Speak truth always. That's what it's about. It ain't got nothing to do with no morality, no, I want to be a good person. Screw all that. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's on a whole nother plateau, another day. We used to use the word. You know what I'm talking about. It's DIGM. Got some strange spelling. Paradigm. We're in a different paradigm. Well, I guess that's the way it is. I don't know. But anyway, it's not with that God mistake sweeping under the broom Pope bullshit. We into the creator who is creating now bullshit. You know, hey, which is truth is what we do. We speak truth. We are creatures creating under the creator. We are like apprentices. I hear some people say, well, I'm God. No, dude, you ain't God. I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. If you want to go sweep your shit up under the broom, you God. Go ahead. I'm not into that. I'm in creation with the creator. I'm a creature the creator created to create. So I create. If you're not creating, I don't know what you're doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Not sitting around have other people do it for you and then you get it from everybody. Have you created anything in the past month, year, lifetime? Make something. No one values a people who don't make anything. Or you could be cute, you could have this, you call them, you're born with qualities. You're smart, you're fast. Them born with qualities. What do you make? Move on to another one. Wow, I didn't know it'd go this long. But hey, just smile. This is the next one. Just smile. It's on a, I guess it's a can. Here, I'll read it. Just smile. Life is constantly getting better. Practice making it better. And might soon be, it will be perfect. We're moving you to perfect. See, I say life is constantly getting better. That's for people who are not really perfect, because life is perfect already. But if you're not perfect, you know, I use words like this to kind of move you to the perfect realm. And that's why it says, just smile. First of all, that's the decision to be happy. The decision to be happy is right away as soon as you find out you're perfect. That is the gospel, as it is said to mean good news. The good news is you are perfect. What good news dispels that? Life is, just smile. Life is constantly getting better. Hey, thank you. War is Jimadu. Will that keep you? That's beautiful. Practice making it better, and might soon it will be perfect. But that's only in your eyes. Life is perfect now. In the eyes of the Creator, this is perfect. Everything is perfect. You have to learn to see with that eye. These things here, they are feeders. Tell you something. You not only bring in things through your eyes, you emit things through your eyes. We'll get into that. Wow, this has turned into 18 years worth of YouTube live. Okay, the next one is like this. Here it is. I found this later in a Buddhist, maybe I found it first in a Buddhist something. It's called the You ever heard of it? Because I want to mention this to anyone who's willing to study. There's a, a sutra by Buddha that's almost unheard of. I, up until the moment I realized that it must exist, I could not speak to anyone, people who were Buddhists and everything, who had ever heard of it. Professors, teachers, all of them. None of them. I've been around. I don't usually talk to students. I talk to their teachers. I have students. Sometimes students are brilliant. I love them. When a student is brilliant, whew, they're all brilliant, but they already figured out how to not be covered in muck and shit and indoctrination. Because we're born brilliant. That's a given. We're all brilliant coming here. But there's so much muck and bullshit and indoctrination and hurt, trauma, and pain to where we pull our brilliancy. Right? So I got the sutra comes out of the Lotus Sutra. Dude sent me the book. That's what they use for the Buddhist sect. Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. They use that book that's referred to as the Lotus Sutra. Nice book. He sent it to me. I read it. As you know, somewhere in here, I'll do it again. When you read a book, read it from cover to cover. Read the copyright date, who did it, the preface, everything. The prologue, the end log, the references in the back. Read the, don't be, man, you reading a book and you ain't reading everything, you don't know that book. Huh? So what you have what you have to do is read from cover to cover when you read a book. Cover to cover. Read it like that. That's the way to read a book. Somebody just think they can demand my time. They done lost their mind. That ain't gonna work. So the concept I got from the Lotus Sutra when I read the Lotus Sutra. It's not in the Lotus Sutra, the concept. I read the Lotus Sutra because that's what I was sent by the Buddhist guy who is involved in Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, because that's what they use, that book, as reference. It, just like the Bible anyway, is incomplete. And it started off with this thing here. It started off saying, after that was the first word, after that. Mine, you can cut it out. That's how that goes. 10,000 got up and left. I wanted to know this. The Sutra of Immeasurable Meanings. Oh, it got an S on it. Meanings. The Sutra of Immeasurable Meanings. That sutra there is the best sutra I have ever seen by Buddha. At that point, he explains it all. That's why the 10,000 got up and left. The Lotus Sutra is Buddha explaining the Sutra of Immeasurable Meanings. Read that sutra. That's the one. And this is what it comes to in the bottom line. It started good, it ends good. It will begin good again. Such is life. That sutra. Please read it. That's what's up. I'm out. One love. I appreciate everything.